Welcome to Lanterns Live, the only live stream YouTube channel dedicated solely to the Green Lantern universe. I'm your host, Ralph, and I am joined by Will Smith of the Green Lanterns podcast because we're here to talk about, well, basically Green Lantern 28. But I feel like there's a lot more to talk about before we get to that. So you guys, if you haven't read the book, stick around for a little bit. We'll let you know when we start talking about the book if you don't want to be spoiled. But this show... There's a show coming out. You probably wouldn't know it, but there is a Green Lantern show coming out, and it's the next thing in James Gunn's DCU.
Yep.
And it's supposedly coming early 2026. It's called Lanterns, and we've all been waiting for anything about it, and we haven't heard anything official since February when we got that one image.
Just the one image has been the only thing from a...
Lost you. Either I lost you or I am lost.
I see you and still hear you while we are lost.
Okay. So here's the thing, dude. Like, okay, so a lot of people are saying HBO does their trailers their own way.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like what they tend to do is in November do a big sizzle of what's coming in the upcoming year. So usually every time I've seen one of those, it's been like, I remember I was looking forward to the show Duster, which starred Josh Holloway from Lost. And they did a big long thing. This is everything that's happening in 2025. We're in 2025. And there's like a bunch of like little tiny clips and maybe a little bit of a longer clip for like a
like House
Game
of
Thrones or something.
Yeah.
So the Duster one was like literally like a split second shot of Josh Holloway. And I'm like, okay, so that usually happens in November, which is a couple weeks away. If that happens and we only get one of the little slivers of Lanterns, I'm going to go crazy, both positively and negatively, because I need more than just a sliver. But also just getting a sliver is where I'm at right now, is wanting anything. And I swear to God, dude, if that little sliver of Lanterns is those two guys fucking walking down that road, I'm going to be so mad. I'm going to be so mad. And at that point, I'm just going to be like, they're trolling us.
That would be the most trollish marketing that they could have possibly done.
Trolling us. I'm going to say this. Okay, so I thought about this last night. Last week, I posted a short which involved a crew hat from the Lanterns crew. That got blocked by WB. I can say that. It didn't say why it was blocked, but I had a lot of speculations within that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And one of the things that I speculated was the possible inclusion of Green Arrow.
Yes.
And the between the design on the hat and between the production set logo, which you brought up to me, like both could point to Green Arrow. And I was looking at that production logo yesterday. It's on the internet. You could find it. I've now seen it say the secret code word for the production. Yeah. And I've seen it said the actual series title, Lanterns. But I was looking at that, and the font and the shape of that Lanterns logo is the same as like the Green Arrow, Green Lantern logo that we got like back in the 70s, like the Neil Adams era.
Yeah.
Where you have the lantern in the middle with the arrow and the flames, and it says Green Lantern, Green Arrow.
Yep.
And the Lanterns is almost like taken straight from that page onto this. So like I keep seeing these signs that are leading to Green Arrow. So there's that. But what's fun is like someone got a screenshot of my short before it got blocked, and have been running with that along with your theory on Reddit about it possibly pointing to the center, which could be part of what is it called? Salvation.
Salvation from the end of Peacemaker. You hear the dinosaurs roar. The sand has like a dinosaur island type thing. Like, it's, want to be clear, neither one of us knows. We don't know. We simply, there was a production crew hat. There's a logo. And like nerds do when they get something they have never seen before, we are just openly speculating what we think it could be. We're not telling people we know what it is. I've seen a lot of people out there enjoy the speculation, and I've seen a lot of people out there get really, really mad and angry and be like, these guys are idiots if they think that this has anything to do with the center. We're just speculating. You know, we have no more information on that than you guys do. We're just having fun, putting out a theory or two ourselves and explaining kind of like where the theory comes from. But we don't know. We've seen just the one screenshot you guys have seen.
So I'll tell you this. Back in 2006, I started podcasting. It's been 19 years. I'm coming up on 20 years of podcasting. I started a podcast in 2006 during the end of the second season of Lost, which is a Damon Lindelof show. It's Damon Lindelof's first show. And in that show, it left a lot of clues. And Damon's been known as kind of the clue guy. And Damon Lindelof is working on, he's an executive producer of Lanterns. And so anytime I see anything, any crumb that falls out of this show, which is very rare, like, we have nothing better to do for like the following months than to speculate. Like, there's nothing we can do. We still, since February, have had one picture that we picked apart. There's nothing else left. To pick apart in that image. And so, like, anytime anything happens, it becomes news. And so I was super excited about the hat because, hey, it's something new from the show, and I want to talk about it. Apparently, I kind of struck a nerve with WB. It didn't say why they blocked that that video or that short. So I just took it down because I want to play nice. I don't want to like upset WB in the slightest. I want to be their best friend. I want to be invited to junkets. I would love to have
an interview.
Any person from the show join us. I'd like to reach out to Damon, have Damon come on. And then so it's one of those things where it's so funny seeing like people kind of pick up pieces left behind from that short and kind of run with other things. And it's kind of been fun for the channel. I think it's been more fun that it got blocked than if it just stayed up. Yeah. Because I think a lot of
comments
people
in the chat about John Campia picking up the story. Yeah, I think that he should invite Ralph on to talk about it a little bit.
Well, that was the thing. He had a lot of interesting things to say, but he was definitely missing the pieces of the Lanterns production logo, which I think is a major key. Because again, with that logo and the I'm going to say shattering apple, it looks like one of those slow-mo shots of a or like a, was it William Tell or not William Tell?
It's a bunch of circles, so it makes you think of like a bullseye.
That one.
And the other thing that archers do as a fun trick is they have somebody stand further away from them. They put an apple on their head, and they shoot the arrow at the apple. There's a logo that's an apple where it looks like, you know, something's shattered. Like, there's crumbs there that make you think this. Also, Miller number 1 asking where is the comic talk. We will get to that. We always start off with like the latest and greatest news if there's anything Lanterns related, and then we transition to 30 plus minutes of talking about the latest issue of Green Lantern, and we definitely will get to that.
We'll get to the comics in a second because this is like the biggest news we have. Usually, like this channel, we do the comic top, we fly under the radar. And this is the first time that like stuff has been picked up by bigger channels. Yep. And I just wanted to clarify some things that the other channels were saying and speculation that we had, speculation that you had. Like, I mean, you basically brought up like both the bullseye and the apple stuff. Like that, when you said that, it like started flooding in. There's one more thing I want to talk about. I'll get to comics in a second. I swear we'll get to comics in a second. this popped up today, which is okay. So you sent this to me, and I just assumed, I'm like, oh, they're doing some sort of, it's cool. They're going to do some GL promotions inside like 7-Elevens and stuff. But then I was like, wait a second, what the hell's Electro Punch?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I was like, okay, hold on. I'm like, are they saying that the person that took this picture, which looks like they took it off a screen, is this in universe? Will this standee be in a liquor store or a supermarket in Lanterns on display? And you were thinking like, that's kind of,
I think that's got to be it.
That's
for
kind of
sure.
what you're thinking, right?
Yeah. It's Guy / Nathan Fillion has talked in the past about like one of his motivations as a Green Lantern Corps member and being in, the Justice Gang is some corporate sponsorships, so he could potentially get his own bar at some point.
Yeah.
And if he's going to sell out, you would see stuff like this. What I thought was cool about it was that obviously the battery logo on the top right of Electro is different than the logo on his belt. Right. And it's different than the logo that we have on a hat recently. So it's like, I'm not really sure which one they're going for. It was like the only thing that kind of gave me a little bit of pause. But from where this came from, the dude has put out a bunch of other stuff that has proven true for other movies and shows. And this seems like the whole 2 for $6, and then he's got another tag on there that says, well, it's on sale now for 4 for $6 because it's not moving. It would totally be like a funny rib on Guy that the stuff he's sponsoring isn't selling. Of course.
He'll take any quick cash. Comic Jack said they need to get that Guy Gardner suit, get rid of that Guy Gardner suit, and do the comic accurate one for Lanterns.
Yep.
I have again, this is theory, speculation. I think this uniform is Guy in full on bootlicking sellout mode.
100%.
So I have a feeling like if he's not in the public eye, if he's just hanging out with John, hopefully Kyle, or not John, hopefully Kyle Chandler, hopefully Hal Jordan, we get him in that his comic accurate outfit. We were wondering like the validity of this and if this is like an actual thing from the set. And we noticed that if you zoom in on that card that's sitting on the door handle, you see the apple shattering logo. It's real blurry. I did a short about it today. Check it out if you want to get more detail on that. But I think it's real.
I do.
I think it's real, and I can't wait to see how it's used. Also, if this shows up as just like a background gag or something, like this is the first time we heard that there would be anything sort of funny or jokey in this show.
Yeah, we've only heard that it's like going to be a mature, rated R type thing. He curses a lot, or I think he said he dropped more F-bombs while filming this than anything else he's ever done. So we should still have humor, and it definitely sounds like we are getting that. Yeah. I do hope that in real life somewhere that this is like some knockoff brand of soda that I can go purchase because I am a sucker for any sort of merchandise. That would be, cool to own. A little bit of Electro Punch.
I want one of these standees. They didn't make just one.
Yeah, you don't. Anything that's like a prop like that, you're going to make, multiples of them just in case something happens to it.
I feel like if there's a fight in a grocery store, this is something that would get crunched or smashed or like, damn.
On the topic of costumes, obviously John is going to be hanging around with Hal. Hal tends to mask up to cover his face up a little bit to hide his identity. Guy does not.
Right.
I'm hoping that by the end of Lanterns, for where we are at, if it covers these corporate sponsorships and potentially getting a bar and Guy having to sell out to try to get money, I'm hoping there's like a heart-to-heart conversation between Guy Gardner and Jon Stewart where Guy Gardner explains why he doesn't feel the need to wear the mask, so John doesn't. And in kind, John explains why he should be wearing a nice, cool GL suit that suits you, not a corporate GL suit. And then maybe from there, the next time we see Guy, he'll be in something more akin to what we've seen in the comics.
Yeah. And, you know, there was that Collider interview, that press junket for Superman, where Nathan Fillion flat out says he joined Lord Tech to make money because he wants to own a bar. And I have a feeling like that's going to be part of this story moving forward, and this kind of solidifies it. I don't know if that's the case, or I don't know. I have no information on the show.
Yeah,
it's basically leaked image after leaked image, and none of the leaked image have been anything like story related. Like, we've seen a lot of Aaron Pierre in action, but he doesn't have a ring. He's just like a guy in a town, like hiding behind it or ducking behind a car and stuff. Like, there's nothing juicy that we're getting. So anytime we get anything that's like, here is a Green Lantern, and even though we've seen Guy a bunch, this is like kind of like perfect for us to like speculate, so we can have some sort of sense of what this show is. Dave says, hopes they have a TV commercial for this drink.
Yeah.
Oh my God. If they just, even if it was just something that DC released, like on their Instagram or something, a short of him hawking this stuff, I'm all for it. Again, is this show the type of show that will allow for fun? Because it keeps saying True Detective, True Detective, True Detective. That's all they're saying. I haven't seen True Detective, but from what I gather, it's not a laugh riot, like, you know, a minute show.
There's some humor in there, but it is mostly a very serious show.
Yeah.
Two other Lantern-y quick things to touch on before we do move over to Miller #1, Green Lantern new GL issue, is somebody recently asked James Gunn about if he has seen the actual trailer or teaser trailer for Lanterns. He has said that he has seen footage. Obviously, he's more hands-off with this compared to the other projects that he was directly working on. The team working on this is an all-star team. He doesn't really need to be micromanaging them. But with that, he said because this is being done through like HBO, it's a different marketing team. So he doesn't know for sure when this footage is going out. It is very likely that this will be something will be in the November reel.
People are saying November.
If it's not there, then I think we're waiting until like February, and I just can't see us waiting that long to see something. The other thing is, recently there was somebody on Twitter who's got a decent following who had put out that Lanterns was still doing shoots, and not reshoots, nothing with like post-production calling people back, just that they're still in the process of shooting, and wasn't sure if that could be believed or not. And earlier today or yesterday, an interview dropped on Esquire where they were interviewing Aaron Pierre, and he literally says in it that we have wrapped on Lanterns, and it was an enormous shoot, grand scale in every sense of the word, and he's just been very fortunate to work on this. And there's a whole lot of other text in there, and it goes over like the humanity of being in the Green Lantern Corps. But he confirms there, not mincing words, Lanterns has wrapped filming. So we don't have to worry about that. It is wrapped. They're in post-production at this point, probably doing the last bits of CGI and all that, and then getting ready to hopefully fully market the show.
Yeah. I'm ready. I'm so ready. Like, it's driving me nuts. I'm like, I have a studio set up for when the trailer drops. I'm like ready to go at the drop of a hat. A sanctioned hat that I can talk about. So fingers crossed that we're getting something new, because it's like, it almost is like, it's like crawling under my skin. Like, I'm ready to just like explode, because I thought when it happened in February, after that first image, like, all right, here we go. Lanterns is coming out in about a year. We're going to get all the stuff, and we've got zero. So hopefully soon. Miller #1 says comics. You want to get into it?
Let's get into it.
Green Lantern 28, written by Jeremy Adams.
Yep.
Art by V. Ken Marion. And I just want to say this. Like, when I think about this series,
Mm-hmm.
Zermanico pops into my head.
Yeah.
Like,
Who's been like the
Zermanico
lead
is
artist on it.
the artist of this. But man alive, I like Fernando Passarin. But man, V. Ken Marion is really, really growing on me. It's a completely different art style, which is fine. But his pages and his panels feel like there's so much energy to them. Like all the characters are like stylized and have a very kind of anime look to them that I really like opening up this book. It felt like so alive. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I gotta
I'm very
say,
much an anime fan.
Art.
So when I see that kind of style of art, especially the stuff he does with Kyle, the face and hair that he does for Hal, that stuff to me, I really do enjoy. I don't think that at any point anybody has done like consistently bad or mediocre art in this run. It's all been, if you look at the full comic, it's been great. Like, we've been really blessed and lucky to have both Jeremy writing this, but all the artists and the colorists and the letterers and everybody who's been involved. It's been a good run so far. Right. I think I've listened to just about everybody talk about like their review of these issues as they come out, and even people who aren't completely happy have been like, in the grand scheme of things, though,
right?
Even they're like, this is still one of the better post John's runs that we've had in a long time. So even if it's not a perfect, it's still really good.
Even if there's things that I think kind of contradict itself or contradict other like storylines from the Green Lantern universe over the last 70 years or whatever, like, I still am more forgiving because this again is close to the closest thing we've had to like Venditti, maybe even. It's just been like a breath of fresh air to have this sort of more grand scope again. And I really appreciate it. And I listen to those other shows. Some of those shows are friends of the channel. For sure. And I think any sort of criticisms are valid. But for me, like, it's so tough. It's so tough to just like shit on a book, that's just like entertaining me every other week. Between this and Green Lantern Corps, I'm completely just entertained. And one of my favorite things, and I've said this a lot, is one of my favorite things in the Jeff Johns run is after a big event, like a big crossover event, whether it's like Sinestro Corps War, or War of the Green Lanterns, or Blackest Night, there's always that one issue that deals with the aftermath and everyone kind of hanging out and doing the fallout. And Jeremy Adams does that here. They're literally picking up the pieces of the broken, the Sorrow Lantern, the Starbreaker Lantern and stuff. And I find it like it's always the most fun because it kind of dives into the characters. You get to see them being just normal, because a lot of time in comic books you're getting like, you only have 22 pages and they have to be like always like, it's always about exposition. They're throwing out exposition. In this one, you just have, it starts off with Joe and Guy, who again they're getting closer together. You have them looking for the Book of Oa, and I find this like kind of refreshing because it's nothing's dire, so it's just great to see them just chatting and interacting. A lot of fun stuff with Guy in this. It almost feels like when he went emotionless and was kind of like a better version of Guy. It almost feels like some of that rubbed off. Guy seems really focused in this. He's really interested in learning about the history and the Book of Oa. I found it fascinating. Like, this feels like a little bit of a different Guy. He's not being an asshole, and his relationship with Joe, he's able to bounce back and forth with her. Like, it's a really, I'm kind of really enjoying whatever they're setting up for this relationship. I think it's really interesting.
Earlier in the run, he was going through the Book of Oa and trying to decipher what, everything meant in it and figure stuff out before it became a big problem, and also help solve some of the issues that they were having. And in this, he mentions, like, she calls him a nerd at one point. And he's like, no, I bully and pick on nerds. I'm not a nerd.
Right.
I'm just a history buff, and I really like knowing the history of things. And I just think that it doesn't feel like it's completely out of character for Guy to be invested in history, but it gives us like a new side to him, and I appreciate the extra dimension. Plus, again, just talking about the art style, like you get to see the famous Guy Gardner outfit that I love. That's my favorite one, and I love the way that it's drawn, the way that it's colored.
The colors really popped.
Because Guy is so over the top. Like, I think Kyle would make a really cool set of glasses to help read this better. What I love about Guy is he has so many I don't want to call them bifocals, but like so many lenses.
They're like lenses. It's like
obviously he's not using them all, but it's just so over the top that it cracks me up in a way that, you know, I really do appreciate Guy. And this issue as a whole, I like seeing the other Lanterns outside of just Kyle and Hal, who are like the two leads for this.
Yeah.
But being able to see more Joe, more Jess, Guy, obviously. I think that one thing that Jeremy has done a really good job of all throughout this run is when we get time where things slow down, we do involve those characters. They're not just like they're here one time and then we don't see them for 20 issues or they're never brought up again. He does bring them back around and give them stuff to do and keep them going, which I obviously do think that'll help out as we get further and further into the Green Lantern Corps run, and we're with more of these characters instead of Kyle and Hal.
Right.
But he's going through looking for the Book of Oa, and they find it. And then as he's going through it, they recognize a page that they had not seen before. And it's just this massive panel that it's Hal Jordan's name in the Book of Oa itself.
Yeah. Miller #1 mentions apparently Adams was pulling from the Jeff Thorne run in the most recent issue of Green Lantern Corps. That's kind of hilarious. Jeremy Adams was on this show. I interviewed him about a month ago. I highly recommend you check it out because I brought that up. He was kind of a fan of not just retconning stuff and swiping things, clean slate, getting rid of like Kelly or Ellie or anything like that. He was like, okay, this is where the story was. What can I do with that? What puzzle pieces can I move around to kind of tell this story? And we're getting that with Krona. We'll get to Krona in a bit, but with the gauntlet that Kelly made in Jeff Thorne's run. So it's really interesting. It's a high wire act where Jeremy Adams is really trying to like get everyone involved. And even though we don't really have Simon Baz in this issue or John, they still have a presence over at Green Lantern Corps. And I've been reading Justice League Red, which I've been enjoying.
I've been digging it.
But like Simon's in there, and I gotta be honest, like it's kind of nice that Simon has his like time to shine and his place to be, to have a spotlight, because it is, you know, it's tough because Jeremy Adams will do like one page of like Simon, just whatever Simon's up to, to put it all in one page. Pop that in like, I don't know, like Green Lantern 27 or 26 or something. So it's nice to be able to get every character in there, because I'm sure, you know, Joe is somebody's favorite Green Lantern. Joe is probably someone that, you know, somebody read Far Sector because they like Gerard Way or whatever, right? He did those, The Young Animal.
Yeah, my daughter just finished the compact.
Yeah. And then so like if your daughter comes over to the regular book, Jeremy Adams is doing the smart thing and being like, hey, this is someone's favorite, or this is the person that they identify with, or whatever, and gives them time in the book to know that they're still around and aren't just like sort of swept under the rug. It's my favorite thing that Jeremy Adams has done with this book, is not sort of retcon anything or kill anybody off, just so we didn't, you know, just so we can get like them out of the way of the story. So let's talk about Hal Jordan. Hal Jordan's name's in the book, and he gets a call from Guy. Well, Hal's in the middle of just like giving
escorting
this alien the business, just giving him the business. And it's almost I mean, it's almost to the point of torture.
It is torture for sure. He's basically flying him around Coast City to take him to a specific spot where he's like, they can look over the water, the other buildings, get a little bit of the sun in the background. Just a beautiful shot. Like the kind of place where if you lived along the coast somewhere and had a body of water nearby, you would love looking out at the water too. But to get there, he's flying him in between buildings, cars, underneath bridges, smacking him in the water, almost crashing him into a boat. And he's kind of like giving him the rundown of all these different things that are in Coast City.
It's a full tour of Coast City.
It is a tour. But yeah, he's just, even when they land on the building, it's a thump. Like he didn't place him down nicely.
Right. So I had some questions. This is going to be the cynical side of the episode. It's the thing that it may be brought up on maybe other Lantern shows. In this, he's flying under the Van Buren Bridge and mentions that it was built at the turn of the century. And then later on, there's this office building, the Kaminsky building, which is 100 stories tall and was said to be built in the 80s. So when he mentions turn of the century, is he talking about the 20th century or the 21st century? And also, if this building was built in the 80s, was it spared during the destruction of Coast City? Those are my two nitpicky weirdo things that popped in my head that I said I'm going to allow myself to be a little negative Nancy for a second and just bring it up. But the turn of the century thing, I'm like, okay, maybe they built it in the year 2000, however many years after Emerald Twilight. Would it have been like 5 or 6 years or something?
Yeah.
After the destruction of Coast City. But the one that was built in the 80s, like that was like, okay, hold on. I don't know how that works, but also like to me it doesn't matter because how old is Hal Jordan? Yeah. How old was he in the 90s? How old was he now? Like what?
It could also be a scenario where he's making it up a little bit, to put on a show to make himself be more knowledgeable.
Because this alien dog creature has no idea.
He wouldn't know. He would have no idea.
Yeah, he's just torturing. It's torture. There's this one. This is the one where he's just like skipping across the water. Skip, skip, skip.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like, this is basically like water torture. So I was like, okay, Hal, it's fine. But it's kind of fun. And it's I mean, this villain is clearly like a low-level villain who only came to Earth to sort of terraform and take over this section of Coast City because he was under the impression that there were no lanterns there,
yeah,
which is
the
true.
Guardians didn't care about Sector 2814 anymore, so it would kind of be like fair game.
Yeah, and this dude just looks like a weasel. I wonder if he's related to Gnort at all, like as far as species-wise. I mean, it's an alien dog, but...
and it's like Hal at one point has him tied up with like construct ropes, but then also has, very thick, heavy cuffs on his wrists. Right. He's not getting out of the rope. He's not getting out of the cuffs for sure. But then also like on the cuffs, it's like a ball and chain attached to it to keep him down. Like he wasn't going anywhere. Hal's out here just having fun. And then after he gets the call from Guy and it's time to leave, he makes a construct of like a Green Lantern F1 style car.
What do you think of that?
I thought it was cool, but yes, I was going to say that was, I don't really pick nits throughout, but I was like, I would assume, and again, maybe he's just feeling himself and he's having fun trying new constructs, but I would have assumed that Hal would have done something plane or jet-like to get them there, not, a car. But does it look cool? Yeah.
Like I know
does
Dan,
it seem like he's having fun? Yeah.
Yeah, Dan over at Mosaic Comics, which is a channel everybody should be checking out.
Yes, love it.
If you want just comic talk, he's been talking about like V.Ken Marion's constructs maybe don't suit the characters very well. And he's the first person I thought of when I saw this car. Like I'm okay with it, but it definitely Dan's got me thinking differently now. After bringing it up on Blue Sky and bringing it up in his reviews, I'm like, oh yeah, I don't know F1 speed, Hal's into stuff, But yeah, what's it? I mean, he's flying it like a jet. It does say Green Lantern 1 on the side, which I
It
think is
does.
funny. It almost looks like a drag racer car, a little
Yeah.
bit. Very
Yep.
big back tires. So, I mean, we'll see what Dan says. I'm fine with it. Okay, our dude Kyle.
Yes. This is, I don't care. This is my favorite part of the comic.
Okay, again, not life or death. It's these dudes hanging out, having a good time, and kind of just like they have a little off time to fart around.
Yeah, but they're also, I think, working on behalf of like the audience, because we've seen Kyle turn into a White Lantern multiple times now.
Yeah.
And he's explained that it is a lot of power. It's an immense amount of power. Things can go really bad, but, it's to be used in a pinch. But you do have these questions like, well, how long can he stay in the form? Is there like a finite stamina bar where after a certain time he's going to transform back into a regular Green Lantern? Does it drain any of the power from his green ring as well? Or does it just use up like the white energy bar and then he goes back to normal? Like there's questions about it. So being able to have, Khan basically be a test dummy for him and tell him, well, go ahead, transform into a White Lantern, use your power on me, and like let's see how it goes. And
it's like arm wrestling, but like with these massively powerful beings.
And if you like anime, this is like the most anime portion of the comic, both in how I think like the way Kyle is drawn, the way Khan is drawn, the hairstyles are like more spiky and up. And
the way this issue is written, because it did feel it was such a lighter tone than what we get usually from Jeremy Adams. I think the way it's written that V. Ken Marion was the perfect choice to do this issue.
Yeah,
like I know like if Zermanico or Passerin wanted to do this, it would be great. But like, just like I feel like the lightheartedness of this really lends itself to this art style, and I absolutely like. I mean, this is so expressive. I absolutely love that.
Yeah,
like it's so perfect.
And we get our Sailor Moon transformation or your Super Saiyan glow up.
Yeah.
Kyle gets to get into a stance, makes a couple noises. You can hear the whooshing, and then all of a sudden, he's grabbing his arm, and boom, he turns into White Lantern. And something else that I like to like give you a visual of how scary the power can be, even as somebody who is friends with him. Khan goes from being beyond confident that this isn't going to be an issue at all, and he's like, I'm probably not even going to feel it, to exactly what you're showing now, where he's like, I really am Zark. It's because now that the power's there, he's like, oh shoot, maybe it is a little bit more than I thought that it was going to be.
Yeah.
And then Kyle kind of hits him with, is it just a straight blast that hits him?
It looks like a straight blast.
Yeah.
Like it's a full page, just a blast. And it seems reckless.
It definitely seems reckless.
But it feels like these are kids. Like it feels like, I don't know how old Kyle's supposed to be nowadays, but he feels like a 25-year-old kid or something.
And it's an experience issue because he's only had to become, in recent times, a White Lantern 2 times. He knows it's powerful, but he also doesn't know how powerful he can be for how long. And he also knows that Khan is also a super. Like there's a good chance that he wouldn't feel it or be hurt at all. And they just go for it. And I was just reading this, and as I'm reading it, I'm just having a good time. Kind of like smiling while I'm reading the pages, and I'm like, this looks good for Kyle. It also looks good for Khan. And it wasn't until Hal points it out later how stupid that was that I was like, oh shoot, like it really was dumb. They could have found something else to do this with that isn't a friend.
Yeah.
To like spare him just in case it would have been a little bit too much. And this is when Hal shows back up. He's dropping off his captive, and he's getting there. He sees Connor flying after he just got boomed. And he goes and catches him to bring him back and then find out what is going on.
He says, I've got you. He says, yeah, who's got you?
Yeah.
And he laughs. Superman reference to Richard Donner's Superman. which is fun. But yeah,
and then as he's flying back over to them, she's yelling at Kyle like, "Turn it off, turn it off," and he's trying to figure out how to get out of. And then this is what made me ask the question about how much power does it actually drain, and does it drain the Green Ring too? Because he should be a Green Lantern, but when he comes out of this, he's just regular human Kyle. He's not in a Green Lantern outfit or anything.
So not only is he regular Kyle, but I just noticed something. He doesn't have a ring.
Interesting. I didn't even notice that when I was.
I didn't notice it until right now. He doesn't have a ring.
So he was Green Lanterning without a ring too.
Yeah. So I mean, he definitely has a ring in previous shots. So I don't know if that's just like an error. Yeah. Here's his hand earlier. He definitely has. It's a Green Lantern ring too.
Yeah, but like we don't know, is it actual physical ring or is it one that he, kind of projects like he does the rest of his costume? Yeah. Very interesting. Very interesting.
I feel like that can't be an error, right? The editors couldn't have missed that, right? Interesting.
Can you? I didn't try to zoom in too much, but do you see what the shirt says? Like the bottom says "Rock," I think.
Yeah, let me take a look. I tried to read it earlier, but looks like it says one OK Rock. One.
Maybe somebody else will know better than us. I don't know if that's like a in-universe thing that I should be getting, and I'm just blanking on it because I've had a long day.
Yeah, I agree with Miller #1, who was really happy to see Kyle Connor and Odyssey hanging out again, picking up that plot strand. Yeah, I it made me really happy too, because there was so much going on with everybody. It's good to see these three back together again. I wouldn't mind seeing like a book or something with just them. I think they're a lot of fun.
I wonder what the end game for Connor and Odyssey is in regards to all this, and how much they'll continue to be around as like a support for Kyle.
It made me want. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, what is Jeremy Adams' goal with these two? And I'm like, a lot of people are getting rings because the Spectrum has been reignited. And I'm like, can you just make these characters like Green Lanterns? I don't know. Connor would be weird. Odyssey's kind of not like a character that like has an insane history or anything.
Yeah, but Kyle was specifically recruiting them to be able to, I think it was like break into stuff using his physical strength because he's super strong, and he needed her because she could get into places that they needed for the previous arc. So it feels like job is over, but I don't know. I mean, if you were hanging out with people in a group like this, you wouldn't just be like, all right, well, you guys go do your own thing now. I was trying to picture, like, usually when we were breaking down these comics, we're really good about 2-3 issues from now. Here's where we think things are going and how we're going to get there.
Right.
So that's what I was trying to think of. Is like, where do I see Odyssey and Connor in the next time they're brought up, and where do I think they're ultimately going? And I don't know on the two of them.
Yeah.
And this is where
they could just bow out.
Yeah,
but
I feel like Jeremy, I think, would give us a decent reason for why they're going their own way at that point.
Yeah.
And then this is after Hal catches Connor and brings him back. This is when he tells them like what idiots they are for doing this with a friend instead of just doing it on an inanimate object or something stationary where they can like test it out. And then he goes to fly off to meet up with Jess and one of the Guardians.
The Yellow Guardian, I'll call them.
Yes.
Which had the mustache and a goatee combo on there. I find really fun. Kind of looks like Ollie Queen. It kind of reminded me of Coy Jandreau from the DC Showcase podcast and Real Rejects. He has a very similar look as well. But yeah, this is very, very Ollie Queen. Which, I mean, I don't think it means anything. I just think, here's the thing, like, other than like Sade, Ganthet, and Scar, and Krona, like you don't really have a lot of individuality to the Guardians. So I think now that they have like different color, outfits from the Spectrum. I think it's fun to sort of mess with the hair, and giving the Sinestro Corps Guardian a mustache, I think is awesome. Definitely stands out. And I think that's pretty cool. It's good to see Jess. She's sort of, I this whole time I've kind of thought of her as a secretary, but she's more of like a Selak level, like go between with the Green Lanterns and the Guardians, and she seems like more of a more like a president. Like, I don't know, like Sean Astin just got his president of SAG. I feel like she's reached that level.
Yeah, and in this, she does finally get to like tell Hal that he has to follow her command, and he listens to it. So it's like the first time we've really seen her tell one of the other like lead human lanterns that we know and love what they need to do, and have them follow through with it.
Yeah.
I'm glad
because she has more of an importance to her. Because it felt like to me she had more of like a secretary and scheduling. Role.
She'd been a lot, especially in this run. She's been around, but more in the background. She hasn't really had a real chance to shine throughout this run. So obviously Hal drops down. He meets up with them. They go to meet up with Guy, who again is being ridiculous with the constructs. He has like a Doc Ock, like,
it's nuts.
There's a whole bunch of them. There's only two things you can do with the book, is turn back a page or go forward. He doesn't need all these extra hands, basically, that he has created.
Now he's got this crazy, like, magnifying glass thing, and he's got these goggles.
Yeah. It's just hilarious.
That's what I was saying. Like, I feel like he's so into this book, which was sitting in his closet under socks.
He's like obsessed with it.
Yeah. But that's good. It's better that he's focused in like actually doing like real work as opposed to just going around being an asshole.
Yeah. But then he brings Hal over to show him the page, and basically as soon as Hal gets near the page that says his name, the book actually like strikes him.
Yeah.
Like this green energy comes out, hits him, and then he's walking around woozy, and then basically like blacks out, just hits the ground.
Right. And so so the Guardians talk about this and talk about how Krona unlocked knowledge from the book, and then also their memories and stuff. Or they unlocked their memories, and that filled in the gaps on the Book of Oa.
And they had only known so much that maybe their previous like iterations had blocked off from themselves. But this unlocked a bunch of it, and now it seems like, especially the Fear Guardian, is worried that Hal now knows too much.
Right. I feel like Krona unlocked these pages in the book, saw that there was a Hal Jordan page, and was like, he's important to have a whole page dedicated to him. That's probably why Krona decided to take Hal's form.
Yeah.
Okay. Isaac says Jessica is kind of like Jon Stewart during the Rebirth era, core leader. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just that he kept having her at a desk, and like she had mentioned like something about scheduling and stuff, or she was scheduling where people were going and stuff, where I felt like it was like secretary work. But
and she was kind of stressing out over having to,
because she was doing the physical paperwork, and it was like it wasn't like, you know, like a president of something will usually have people working for them. But I feel like Selak answers to her, which is kind of cool, because I really like Jessica. I'd like to see her more in action, though.
She's one of my favorites.
Yeah. So Hal's out. They take him to Selak while this yellow Guardian inspects the book.
Yeah, and he does this little monologue about how things have been blocked off to them, where things have been kept hidden. Now they're worried about the knowledge that could get out, and how everything that they had created could be undone.
Yeah.
And he says, we must leave Oa now. And then that's when we flash back to now Hal, instead of being knocked out, he's waking up. from the attack. And I don't know if he's pretending or it just hasn't hit him yet, but he's acting as if nothing is wrong after that happened.
Right.
And this is when Jess tells him basically, listen, I've had enough of your stuff. I understand you're trying to make jokes and be fun, but I need you to take some time off. Go back to Earth, go see Carol, go to Coast City, relax, have a good time, and just take some time off. And if we need you for anything, we will let you know.
Yeah. And he does do that, but forces himself into an adventure. Like, you can't...
They were asking for Star Sapphire.
Yeah.
And he was like, I got it.
Yeah. Which, dude, like, you can go with her.
Yeah,
which he's done before. Yeah.
But we'll get a different team up anyway.
Interesting who he's teaming up with.
It seems very relevant to something we were just talking about.
I mean, it's so funny when I saw that they were going to Star City. We'll get to Krona in a second because we're kind of skipping past some of that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it says in the next issue that Hal will be going to Star City to hang out with Ollie, and the next issue is Hard Traveling Heroes.
Hard Traveling Heroes.
So all signs point to Green Arrow in the book and otherwise. I'm excited for that, for sure.
How can you not be? Like that, especially, I mean, just when you're name dropping Hard Traveling Heroes, there's any longtime Green Lantern fans, most people kind of hold that combo as very sacred.
It's like the prestige TV of comics.
Yeah, people love the team up between those two. Like it is. I don't
the social sort of subject matters they were bringing up with drugs and politics and race and all of that stuff. I mean, I'm really excited about next month because if November, I think it's November 20 something is the next issue, and I'm thinking within the next couple of weeks we get a trailer. Is November going to be the month of Green Lantern and Green Arrow?
It needs to be.
Yeah. When Hal is hanging out with Carol, his brain kind of has a little bit of a
little hiccup. Yep.
A little uh-oh. And it's all this stuff. It looks like it's showing the future, I'm assuming.
That's what I was thinking as well when I saw it.
It is what appears to be Hal fighting the Guardians.
Yeah.
Okay. It may possibly not be Hal. It could be Krona.
Potentially could be Krona.
Who's now like
trying to body double as Hal.
Yeah, all of this art was so good. I love it's like Two-Facey, but like drippy and the gauntlet and stuff. Really, really, really cool. This is something that there was this sort of castle. Are you familiar? Is that image of that?
No, but
it looked like something.
It just reminded me of like Lord of the Rings, basically. You know, when you build like a giant tower or a dungeon to be the house of something evil. Krona probably needs it for something to accomplish a goal. What stood out to me in that panel, though, was what was on the right. Are those supposed to be planets, stars? I was trying to figure out if the colors meant something specific, and I wasn't sure.
I mean, they look like the colors of the spectrum, sort of.
That's it, sort of. Like the two on the very end left look similar, and then on the top it looks like that's either like a white or black. But the one across from it on the bottom, that one has color to it. And then, you know, I'm a little partially colorblind, but the next two both look yellowish to me. But also the one at the very front where they, you know, bend looks yellowish. So I was trying to figure out for a little bit, like, if that meant something specific or what. I'm sure we're going to come back to it in a couple issues. It'll have been, you know, a little teaser for us.
If anybody has any ideas of what this possibly could be, let us know in the chat. Let us know in the comments if you're watching this on replay. The first thing I thought was it is 7 points, and it's shaped like a 7.
Yes.
I don't know if that means anything.
Is
it an incomplete triangle? What does the triangle point to? Is it pointing to somewhere? Are these the color of the spectrum? Even though one of them looks like black, it's really hard because it's a red sky, and all of these imagery is this red imagery, which could be rage or death. I don't know, but this is the one thing where I'm like, okay, Jeremy Adams is really good about having fun stuff, and like teasing things, but this is a full on mystery. And I was really wondering, excited about Jeremy Adams getting into mystery mode.
Is this maybe some sort of like alchemic, like, you know, when you're creating a recipe in science and you get your little vial and you're like, I need 2 drops of, Star Sapphire core, 3 drops of Sinestro core, 1 drop of Black Lantern, 2 drops of yellow or whatever. Like, is not maybe fractured spectrum, but is it something along those lines where Krona is trying to make something bigger and better using only specific emotions? I don't know.
I don't know. And the fact that there's 7 and it's shaped like a 7, even the panel has a sort of a 7 shape to it. Like I don't know.
It feels like that would be it's too convenient for it to have just been like something that they were just doing on a whim. There's got to be some sort of meaning there.
Yeah, and there's these like major spots around it. Like, is it a constellation? But like, even here, like these little guys are colored spots. Different colored spots, and you get another one there. So I don't know. I don't know. And then I'm like, what are these 3 little guys? I don't know.
It's one panel on a big page, and there's so much that we're guessing from it.
Yeah.
So much to look forward to, so much to figure out.
But it definitely feels like a premonition. Or whatever. It also kind of looks like pages. So it may be what was imprinted in Hal when he was zapped.
Yeah, maybe some.
And maybe Krona now has some sort of mind connection with Hal that he can go and sort of manipulate him and do things. But Carol definitely noticed that something was up.
Yeah, immediately.
It reminds me of that show Chuck, that old show Chuck, where he had like that database imprinted in his brain, and every once in a while he'd just kind of go black, and just like he would just like stop everything he was doing, and it was just like this information would flood in his head. So it reminded me of that. What are your thoughts on this book?
Yeah, usually there's room for letdown on these sort of like cooler issues where you're finishing an arc and now you're getting ready to start setting up more of the next stuff. But I had a blast on this one start to finish. I think that if there probably would have been more people like trying to show us what Simon is up to, Kelly, John, what's going on with the constructs John has made now that John is kind of not around, it may have been too much crammed into it. But I think just kind of breaking this up into those smaller groups where we got Kyle's story, we got Hal's story, and then we had what was going on like on Oa that combined all of them together. I just think that this was a great issue start to finish. I don't have anything where I'm like, oh, this is terrible. Again, art style wise, I'm a sucker for the anime type stuff, and I think that some of the panels in here are just absolutely amazing, especially the Kyle stuff. I'm a sucker for like the more anime style hair in comics where it's more spiked up, and I just think for the most part, like I don't try to grade things on a 10, but this one would definitely be up there. Yeah,
yeah, I loved it for an issue that's a wind down of a big major event. There's a lot of fun stuff sprinkled in there that like really made me like question what the future is going to be. Speaking of the future, in next week I'll be doing. There's no new issue of Green Lantern coming out. I'll be talking with Sarah Monica, who's a cosplayer who has some amazing Green Lantern cosplay stuff. She does Jessica Cruz. She does Jessica Cruz Bombshells, and then God dang, that stupid thing always pops up. And then she does a pretty rad Sinestro.
I turned mine off.
I should probably turn mine off.
It's in your FaceTime settings.
Yeah. But speaking of spiky hair, in anime style, the last time you were on, I promised something.
Oh, yeah.
Promised a little show and tell, and I almost forgot about it.
Let's see it.
So let me, I don't usually do this. Let me try to make myself bigger. There we go. Because here's that original page that I have from Tyler Kirkham that I was telling you about. It's actually from Green Lantern Corps. I thought it was from New Guardians. Sorry, I'm talking through the page.
No, you're fine.
It's page 14 of issue 53, I believe. It's where Kyle Rayner is fighting a weaponer, and this is the page that he just gave me because he's a nice guy, and I mean, dude, look at this page.
Dude, that is so sick.
But look at this.
Oh
Dude.
My god!
like all the armor.
You got to get that framed.
Hair. I need to get it framed.
Yeah,
I definitely do. But I mean, dude, look at that. That's so.
That's
cool.
just crazy the amount of detail that goes into stuff like this.
Yeah, look at this. And you probably take like a second to read it. You just blast that weaponer with the shadow. And
I love that being like all black. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's that page that I just have, and it's not hung up. It's not framed. It needs to be. I have a couple of frame stuff up here.
Let me see if I can find something for show and tell.
Okay. But yeah, dude, like when he's like, hey, just grab anything you want. He wouldn't let me have the cover where it's Kyle reaching out for the ring that's floating in space. But when I saw that page, because I definitely wanted a page where it was his Kyle. And so I grabbed that page because holy crap, that image of Kyle is so cool.
All right. I got my thing.
So good. Okay, what you doing show and tell? Here, let me make you. I'll make you big.
Yeah, I was already fat, but if you make my screen bigger here. Since you were talking about him earlier, it made me think of this thing. It's a Green Lantern 80th anniversary, 100-page super spectacular. It's got this cool back.
Oh, wow.
If you see, it's 9.0 graded.
Oh, it's a signed one.
And that's Venditti's autograph right there.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I have something I can't get to. Maybe I'll show it next time. I have a signed edition of the Free Comic Book Day Blackest Night Zero, signed by Jeff Johns, and it's graded a 9.6.
Ooh,
it's currently
hard to get better than that.
It's currently behind like my entire PVC set, my Green Lantern movie ring replica, and and like a 12-inch Sinestro and Superpower guys. I'll bring it out next time to show you that. But
yeah, show and tell's fun.
But I heard CGC is now allowing for signed books, so you can actually get it CGC graded.
Yeah,
but that's rad though, dude. That's so rad. I don't have a lot of CGC stuff. I have a Green Lantern 51, the first appearance of Kyle in that costume. Just
because we're sitting here,
it's a 9.6, which is not the best, but still.
To my right, I have when this new run started, I was very big on collecting all of the books, and I have these really cool issues of Green Lantern 1. And each one is a foil page, and on the foil, it's the Lantern Oath for each of the colors.
Oh, that's great.
And that is cool. And then I've been trying to find a way to give away. Maybe we can do this on your channel. I have 2 of these things. But what it is Tim Sheridan's run of awesome. Alan Scott, the Green Lantern, and it's all 6 issues in here, and all 6 issues are signed by the guy. And I figured maybe we could do a team up a Hard Traveling Heroes crossover and give these away somehow, either on social or during the stream, to people who are commenting that feel comfortable sharing their address, and we can get them out to them. Because this is one of my favorite Alan Scott runs in a long time, and I loved what they did with the villain in this.
Yeah, I need to read it. I need to read it and then do like an episode based on the full run.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we both got one of these, but we're not going to talk about it. Don't show it.
That's
don't
cap.
show it.
That's cap. That's cap.
I don't want to get pulled.
No, I don't want either. Yeah. I don't want either.
Dude, but it's been a wild couple of weeks, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. For Green Lantern in comics, obviously we still have more Green Lantern, and we have more Green Lantern Corps, and now we have Simon Baz in Justice League Red. Other than that, today is also the release of Green Lantern Dark number 7. Green Lantern Dark number 7 is the final issue of the Green Lantern Dark run. I've kept up with it. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting. Once I got to like issue 4 or 5, I was like, okay, they're starting to get me a little bit. I'm starting to get more invested. I haven't read this issue yet, but issue 6 didn't really sell me on it either, and I feel like I'm now just reading it to completion because I've made it this far.
Isn't 7's the last issue, right?
It is the last issue, so I'm hoping that there are specific answers that I'm looking for that make me really enjoy the run more, because a great finale can do that sometimes. And then we have the Absolute Green Lantern still coming out.
Yeah.
And that, I feel like reading Absolute Green Lantern right now requires a different level and set of knowledge, because it's not following the standard Green Lantern lore.
Right.
There's ranks and positions of different colors, and they all, like, it's so different that I've been on Reddit just reading these threads about how people have broken down, like, if you're this rank, this is what it means, but within this rank you can be like these 4 things, and here's what this character is at the start, and there's so much in there that I feel like the more I read it as it goes on, the more like I'll pick up on those naturally. But right now it's just like the issues are getting real good, and then I just feel like there's a lore bomb that was dropped on me that I've got to like figure out how all these things connect now.
That's so funny.
But it's been a good run.
I think, it's sold well. Maybe since it's out, maybe since the full run is out, maybe I'll go ahead and read Green Lantern Dark. Yeah, because that's finished, right? That's the last issue. Yeah,
today was the last issue, yeah.
And maybe I'll do like a Halloween show. Maybe I'll do a
that would be
show
fitting.
On the 31st and do a Justice League Dark. That'd be next Friday. Yeah. I'm going to try that. I'm going to try to do that. So make sure you hit the bell icon so you're notified when these shows drop. Again, we're in full-on Lanterns mode now. Anything could drop at any moment concerning that show. So the bell icon is the important thing, so you'll get notified on your YouTube app or your notifications on your phone when I'm going live because something new has dropped. And I'm staying on top of stuff. I'm on Reddit. I've got you sending me stuff that may have went under my radar, and so like I'm ready to go. You have a channel.
Yeah.
The Green Lanterns Podcast. Talk about that.
Yep. So if you just go to greenlanternspodcast.com, you'll find all my social links there. I recently partnered with Apple to do some marketing for Pluribus. So there's Vince Gilligan did a little thing that I was allowed to release. But outside of that, it's all Green Lantern stuff, and it'll be Green Lantern stuff. But I figured dropping a short wouldn't really hurt me too bad. But yeah, once we're done here, I'm going to have some dinner, and then I have 3 videos that I'm recording tonight, and then they'll go out over the next week or 2. And I'm like you, man. I am just fingers crossed waiting. I'm either on like the official DC Discord, I'm on Reddit, I'm on all the social medias. If there's anything out there Green Lantern related, I am looking for it. If you find new things, tag me in it. I love knowing about the new toys coming out, potential comic runs, just anything and everything Green Lantern related. I'm very, very interested. And like you, I am just waiting for some sort of teaser trailer or something for I want to see moving footage. I'd no longer want to settle for just an image.
That image. I mean, listen, depending on the image, like if they give us like footage and it's like Sheriff Carey, I'm like, what are you guys doing?
At the end of the day, whatever they drop, I'm a sucker for it. So I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm just happy that they dropped something. But if I'm telling them what I want, I've waited so long for something.
I need Green Lantern lore. I need a ring.
Yeah.
Well, we've seen one ring. We know how that ring looks, to the point where Ring Foundry has been able to like make a replica version of Hal's ring. Give me a power battery. If I could just see a power battery, like if they tease an image of a power battery and it looks completely comic accurate, it'll put me at so much ease. I'll be put at ease. I even like the movie Power Battery, but
I like them all. I just
want to see it. Please show me anything, something that tells me that we're gonna see actual Green Lantern stuff in this, because I have this like thing where it's like a Green Lantern show without any Green Lantern stuff in it, because we've only seen Hal's ring, and why would Hal be walking down a road when he has a ring? So we'll see, dude. I need more. Yeah, that's what I want to see.
I'm ready, James Gunn.
Yeah.
In Blackest Night, in Brightest Day, please, Daddy Gunn, let that trailer play. That's all I'm saying. I'm not asking for a lot here.
Thank you, everybody, joining the live chat. Thanks for everybody watching the replay. Leave comments, tag us and stuff. If you have something that you know and you need to email me, it's lanternslive@gmail.com. That's real easy. And then if you guys want to join as a member, you get exclusive perks like badges and emojis and that you can use in the chat, and members only posts that I send out. So check that out. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you in a week. Until next time, beware my podcast. It's Lanterns Live. Bye. Oh.